Hey everyone, welcome to the Plant-Based Morning Show. Tuesday, June 27th. Had to check the date there. Not even sure of the date. It's a whirlwind weekend and span of days recently. Getting ready to go away for a lot of the month of July. So I've been driving around. Drove to Asheville. Actually, first I drove to Spartanburg yesterday to drop my son off at camp. Now, what day was that? Man, I don't know. Drove to Spartanburg, drove back. Then the next day drove to Asheville. Then the next day drove back. So just a lot of driving. I'm adding Doug on Instagram here. I can mention how I stopped in his hometown for a brief visit to check in on the state of things under his rule. See how it was going. All right.
Hey Matt, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing better than you seem to be. You seem a little flustered.
I am flustered. I didn't have a great sleep last night. Just been driving all over the place, but I'm okay. All right, on Instagram, it seems like you're just blurry and circle spinning.
Yeah,
wheel.
you're blurry too. I'm off the internet there. Let me jump on it.
Okay.
I try to stay off Wi-Fi on the phone.
Right.
There we go. Yeah. Well, welcome back from a long 4-day break here.
Yeah.
It's good to be back.
It is good. Yeah. Last week was a big one with the cultivated meat news. Got some fun stuff to talk about today. No major developments in the cultivated meat world. I was kind of expecting to see some of that, some leaks about when it would be available in the Jose Andres restaurant. And if there was any more indication that my prediction that it'll be in the grocery stores available to you and me in a year from now, if that was coming. And I did find one thing confirming that. An Australian article said cultivated meat could be in Australian grocery stores as early as next year, which meant they meant 2024. Then I looked deeper. There was really no evidence that it was any different than the U.S. situation. It just said the U.S. legislation or whatever approval had paved the way for Australian stuff, and there was a few companies that were saying by 2024 they could be doing it, but who knows? And they also estimated the price of their stuff $5 or $6 for a burger, which sounds really cheap compared to what we were.
Yeah, it sounds much more reasonable. Although if you think about it, if it's a quarter-pound burger, then it's still $20 a burger.
Yeah, right.
Or $20 a pound.
Right. So anyway, okay. Well, we'll get into that sort of stuff later on in a bit. First, weekend update. What happened, Doug? Anything fun for you? Any interesting sports? I think I heard you played disc golf with your daughter, maybe.
Yeah, played a little disc golf. Went for a nice long run. Matt, I'm feeling like coming out of this race, the Black Mountain Monster. I'm just feeling so fired up for these races that I have this fall. And the fitness feels like it's coming back, which is like just fueling the excitement around running. I don't know. It's a bug that I have not had in a while, and I'm excited to.
That's good.
To be feeling it.
That's a good feeling. What's making the fitness come back? Just more time spent running, or are you? I think do harder workouts and things.
No, I think it's maybe slightly more intentional workouts, or at least like long runs and being a little bit more consistent. But honestly, I think it's just consistency, just kind of getting back into a rhythm of 4 to 5 times a week and variety within those runs. And I don't know, it feels really good. So
yeah,
my motivation to do things like pickleball are going down as my motivation to run is climbing up.
Well, that's probably a good thing. I think it's easy to lie to yourself and call those things sports and things like that when they're really just little hobbies. Hobbies are good. But
no. I mean, it was never about being a sport. It was just kind of like
true.
The conversation was around hobbies, actually, I think so.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
But yeah, how about you? How was your weekend? Oh, I have some air fryer news, but I can hold off on that.
No, let's hear your air fryer news.
Okay, I've been frying. Man, we've been frying every air frying basically every meal. Yeah. It's getting to a point where I kind of think we need to slow it down. But I did Bianca. Fan of the show, frequent contributor to the show, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
As the junk food correspondent, she recommended taking your burrito, like making your burrito, and then putting it in the air fryer for a few minutes to crisp up the outer shell, and then put that on a plate, and then put salsa and stuff on top of that.
Right.
And oh man, it was one of the best burritos I've ever made. It was so good. Yeah.
Isn't that my daughter literally just this morning on the car ride home from Asheville asked me what a chimichanga was, and I said I think it's when people take a burrito and then they deep fry it.
Yeah, right.
Is that accurate?
I don't know. I think of chimichangas being mostly like beans and cheese, but I might be wrong about that. This was like a full-on like burrito, but in chimichanga style, where it was just it was like crisp on the outside.
Right. Okay, so
And
this is
then,
a healthy air fried chimichanga, basically.
yeah, it was so good. It was so delicious.
Wow.
I was also successful in making French fries, like just regular old yellow potato fries.
Like frozen fries or fresh cut?
No, fresh cut. They were very delicious.
Did you have to par cook them first and then put them in the air fryer, or did you just put them straight in?
No, I tossed them in some oil and seasoning and then put them straight in and followed the recipe on that one.
Oh yeah, without because when I've done it before with the air fryer, the instructions were first like microwave or something to get the middle started so that you can get a nice crispy outside without the middle being underdone and without that outside burning, of course. But I guess you found a better recipe.
These were great. Yeah, I mean they were pretty thin cut, and I thought they were delicious. This is something I've noticed about air fryer stuff in general, more so than like pan fried or pan seared, is like once it cools down, it kind of loses a lot of that crisp. And so you can almost have to like reheat it in the air fryer to get it back. That's what I made those fries, and they were so good. And then we weren't eating for another like hour and a half. And by the time dinner rolled around, they weren't as good. So I threw them back in for a minute, and they turned out okay. But
good. Well, that's good. You're getting use out of it. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
You gonna pack it on your summer travels? Any vacations you do, like I did?
I mean, that thing is huge. It's like a giant spaceship on top of our counter.
Yeah. All right. Good. All right. Well, here's why I stopped in Black Mountain today. I would need to get coffee, and so you think I went to a local Black Mountain shop, or you think I went to local?
No, I bet you went to Starbucks.
Yeah, supported a local franchise operator, whoever that is, if it is a franchise situation.
But you probably drove past like 3 coffee shops to get there.
Maybe it was pretty close to the exit. It was an easy stop. But I have a problem. I have a downward facing mat here with Starbucks.
With Black Mountain or Starbucks?
No, just Starbucks in general.
Okay, all right, good.
Yeah, you know my opinions on Black Mountain. It's a poor man's Asheville. It needs more things. Needs more cafes. Needs more restaurants.
You haven't spent enough time in Black Mountain, man. It's changed a lot since you moved out a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking. It is.
No, I believe that because you do always tell me about new breweries and vegan menus and donut shops and all that. So I do need to do that. Anyway. This is going to sound nitpicky. I don't do this very much. I go to Starbucks every now and then when I run out of coffee or when I'm traveling or whatever. It's not my preferred coffee type, but it's fine. And it's a nice little treat. If you go to the drive-thru now, so I just get a regular black coffee and it costs $2.80, which is way more than it used to be. It used to be like $1.50. Yeah. So it seems like expensive for a black coffee.
For like a tall coffee?
Just a tall, which is small.
Whoa.
Right. Like if you for 4 of those, you can buy a pound of Starbucks beans, which are already expensive. So it's hard. It's just expensive. When you go to the drive-thru, they hand you out a thing. The person you place your order, then you go to the window, and you're dealing with someone who is not the one who took your order. So no one who's earned a tip or anything yet. And they hand you a thing and say, it's going to ask you a question first. And so they hand me a little device. The question, of course, is how much would you like to tip? $1, $2, $3, or custom. And I haven't even given them my card or anything yet. I just have to enter this, and then I hand the machine back, and then I give them my card. So it's the most awkward process. And every time it guilts me into giving a $1 tip on the $2.50 coffee or $2.80 coffee, because like the person now is going to look at the thing and then put my card into it. It's not like at all, where they don't sight unseen kind of deal. Yeah. And I hate it. It's just like the worst experience. In the regular, like if you're going in there, the store, you still get asked to add a tip to your thing, but at least it's discreet. And now and then I do, but I'm not going to it's just already too expensive. I could add a nice 20% tip of 50 cents or something.
Yeah, right.
But I'm not going to take the time to type all that in. So, every few times I'll give a $1 tip, and I feel fine about that. But at the drive-thru, I feel like I have to do it every single time. Otherwise, I'm just handing back the machine to them saying, no, reject the tip for you.
Yeah. The whole process, now that everybody shifted to the iPad like tipping thing, it's gotten super awkward. I was at a takeout place. So this is a takeout place. No server involved at all.
Right.
No one even clearing my table or anything like that. And when I swiped my card, the tip thing came up, and the options, the like default options were 25%, 30%, and 35%. And And I'm like, what? Like how? Like when did we start tipping 35% for takeout? And maybe maybe like I don't know. I'm not in the industry, and I know that like those people are struggling and whatever. But restaurants are hard, hard hit, and I don't know. But it feels like it's getting a little bit out of control, and it's almost as if that the iPad thing has just made it too easy to. Right. To up it, and it's awkward, like because then if you put in a custom tip or whatever, like it's awkward. It's way more awkward than if you were just to add a tip to a receipt and sign it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Tipping used to be like a nice thing you would do on top of something. I know it was sort of obligatory, 15% or 20% for waiters and all that.
Yeah.
Recently, 20% for sure. But at least then it was still just done in a like manner that felt like wholesome and like you weren't being taken advantage of. You still a voluntary thing. But this, I just hate this. And I think it's coming from the top down. I don't think I'm not blaming the servers. It's that now that they can put this into the checkout process, they turn the iPad around and let you give a tip. Now, I don't know if it ends up that the people at the top pay a little bit less hourly wage because they know they can get way more. They must be getting way more tips than they used to for like a Starbucks cashier person.
Yeah.
So that probably just means the management can pay them less because the tips is higher. Yeah. I don't think it's probably all ending up in the worker pocket. Maybe that's wrong, but I'm sure it's not always wrong. So. Yeah, I just don't get it. I hate it. Mr. Jeffrey says he also hates that, has started shamelessly just hitting no. And I think I might start doing the same thing. I don't know. I'm still going to do it when I go in every now and then, rather than mess with it each time. But just, 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4, give a nice $1. But I'm not doing it in the drive-thru anymore. Maybe I'll stop going in the drive-thru just for that. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want you to go in so you'll see like coffee mugs and things you need to buy and spend more.
The other thing, and like, okay, now we're just ranting here. But like, so let's say I add 35% tip in an order when I'm checking out. I haven't even gotten the food yet. Like no one's done any of the work yet, right? And then it comes out and it's the wrong taco, or it's like just kind of terribly put together, or whatever. Like my experience isn't good. If I had this wonderful experience, then I said taco. It wasn't even a taco place. I don't know. It was just my default.
I used to ordering tacos.
But what if it's just a bad experience? Like tipping should be like to show appreciation for your experience. But at the same time, I know like that's the time you interact with the cash register on a takeout spot. So it's like, I know it's a little bit different. Yeah. But anyway,
one time I heard someone say the word tip comes from an acronym to ensure promptness, so that it's meant to be done in advance so that then they'll take care of you the rest of the way. But I don't think it is. I think ensure is spelled ensure in that case. Like insurance is ensure. So it wouldn't even be an I, it'd be an E. So I think that's probably just some made up thing. But it seems to me it should be afterwards. Otherwise, you're just paying in advance. You're just bribing. And I think that's stupid.
I'd like to know if anyone's willing to say it here, because I'll be honest, I feel a little bit vulnerable talking about this because I'm sure that there are a lot of people who are way underpaid in the restaurant industry who rely on these tips.
There are, right? It's not their fault. It's like this is now just the people, the management,
the system
more out of the system. Yeah. Mr. Jeffrey says $2 to $4 per hour in the U.S. for servers, but servers is different. That's always been less. The waiting tables has been able to do lower than minimum wage because of you get tips. But this is not that anymore. This is now just cashier workers who I assume still have the same minimum wage requirements. So I don't know. Probably too deep for this show.
If anyone is willing to admit how much they pay on takeout, I want to know on takeout what you tip on takeout. If it's a % or a couple bucks or whatever you do.
I think I usually do about a 5% takeout. Like if I go get Chinese food and it's $40, I'll add $2 to that usually.
Okay, my default is 10%.
That's reasonable.
Steven says that his airline has gone cash free, so tips are no longer available.
Okay,
we can no longer get tips.
Wow. Well, that's as he says, that the tip culture in the United States is what's weird. It's because I think in Europe they don't expect it that much, and well, that's all I've really been to. But for the most part, tipping is weird outside of the U.S. I mean, it's strange if you do tip. It's just weird.
If I think this is standard in a lot of countries, but if there was a cafe in Black Mountain that built tips into just paid a fair wage and didn't accept tips, I would frequent that cafe, even if it was more expensive, Like, if the tips were built into the price, I think I would
do that too.
I think
just
that'd be
make
great.
it transparent and not just trying to nickel and dime, get more out of us.
Uh-huh.
All right, enough about that. Enough about tips.
That was a good downward facing dog, Matt. It sparked a lot of discussion.
Okay. Anyway, so yes, I drove through Doug's hometown.
Hey,
Of
one more little thing. You know where doesn't do that?
Where?
All of the local coffee shops in town. Yeah, of course.
Oh, really?
Of course, you can still add a tip, but they're not gonna.
No iPad turnaround when I make a purchase.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess so, but not before you hand them a credit card.
Yeah, that's true. That's the worst part of it. All right. Anyway, your town was in nice condition. I drove through it. You're doing a good job in your town councilmanship. So yeah, I'll stop by again another time. All right. Let's get to our show today. Got a quick weather report. Nothing earth shattering, but kind of nice. So here we go. It's June 27th, Plant-Based Morning Show weather report. James Wilks, a former UFC fighter who we all know and love, Game Changers producer, produced and starred in it. He's founded a new sports nutrition company called Fyta, Fyta, and the Y has a bar over it, which I don't know what that would do to the phonetics, but Fyta. As in fighter. As in fighter. Yeah, because he's a fighter.
Fyta. Oh, a Fyta.
Yeah, Fyta. I saw Carly from Plant You put this in her story the other day. So they're getting around, I guess, to the influencers already, which is good. The innovative part is it's not just they just didn't put the Game Changers and James Wilks' name on a protein powder. It's called EverPro. It's a plant-based protein made from upcycled barley, which from the United States, beer brewers, they have spent grain that they're done with. And I guess not much of the protein comes out of it. I kind of thought it did when you brew, because there's foam that happens on the top, and I thought that was proteins. Maybe it is. Maybe a lot stays in the grain, and they upcycle that, separate it. Sorry, during brewing they separate the protein from the protein and fiber from the rest of the grains. I guess the carbohydrates, that's what becomes the fermentables in the beer. The rest goes away. Some places like bakeries will reuse that stuff, like City Bakery in Asheville. Will reuse the spent beer grain. But anyway, Fyta is now doing that. They're putting that EverPro from that with lupin beans. I think that's the same as lupini beans, which are delicious, by the way. And they make a plant-based powder. It's available in different flavors and things like that. So kind of cool, innovative. I like it. Yeah. Probably not as clean as complement protein, but I'm sure it's good.
All those flavors and stuff. I have to wonder what other ingredients are in there. But I like the idea of the barley protein.
Yeah. Right, me too. Quorn. We don't talk about Quorn all that much. They're the mycelium protein people. They've been around forever. I think since 1985, doing this way before high-tech plant meats was a thing. They've joined the UK's Plant-Based Food Alliance, along with Alpro or Alpro. I don't know what that is. Not Alpo, I don't think. Not the dog food, but just Alpro, whatever that is. Oatly, our favorite company here, and Upfield, who I also don't know. They're all coming together to fight these plant-based labeling restrictions that would prevent words like milk with an asterisk as the I, alternative to cheese, or yogurt style. All these things are on the table to not be allowed to be said on packages. So Quorn is fighting the good fight. Oatly's there putting their considerable weight behind this as well, which anything to distract Oatly from making advertisements I'm good with. So way to go, Quorn. Way to go, everybody. Hope they can win here.
Are you not going to share your Oatly story?
Oh yeah, I texted you a picture. I forgot about that.
I meant to have it to pull up.
A nightmare. I woke up. It was Saturday morning. Went to the grocery store really early because Holden was in practice, and it was like 7:30, and I was at Harris Teeter, and I got a cart, started shopping, looked up, and realized right on the edge of my cart, so I had to stare at it the whole trip, was a big Oatly a dumb ad. I don't know what it even was. It was, what was it, Doug? Do you remember?
It was. Is this Harris Teeter? Casually
trying to send you a message or something?
Yeah, trying to send you a message and trying to get you to buy something. And right. It was like a whole bunch of pictures of Oatly products.
And they were all like saying buy me or something, 3 different Oatly products saying buy. It was the dumbest thing. Just another, what are you doing? Make a clever, good advertisement or say some benefits of the product. I just don't understand what is going on with that ad budget of theirs.
I thought it was funny, but mostly I thought it was funny that Mostly, I thought it was funny that that you were stuck behind the ad. I was out on my long run, and I had my headphone in, and I got a message. It like reads the message from you, and it just said nightmare situation. And normally I would ignore a message from you, and while I'm on a run, but I was like, oh my god, like what's going on? So I like take off my pack, pull out my phone, and I see the picture. I just start cracking up. It's too funny.
And then you said you're exclusively a Harris Teeter shopper from now on, right?
It made me a loyal customer.
All right. Well, anyway, Ollie's now involved in this thing. So, like I said, good distraction for them. This is a fun one. I mean, depending on your perspective, I guess. PCRM is at it again. They get up to some Oatly-esque things now and then. In this case, they've written a letter to Macon, Georgia's collegiate summer baseball team, right? Just, low-profile team, giving the players something to do in the summertime. The team happens to be called Macon Bacon, which is a fantastic team name, if you ask me. I mean, if you're from Macon, you can put all kinds of good things. Macon Bank, I thought a bank would be like Macon Bank. It's just like a cool bank name. So they're probably all kinds of Macon, but Macon Bacon may be the best one. PCRM has written them a letter that says, let's see, because bacon is bad, not because it's cruel to animals or anything like that, but because just consuming just 50 grams of processed meat daily, which equates to a few slices of bacon, will increase colorectal cancer risk by 18%. That actually may be true. As much as we've seen a lot of backtracking in some way against the red meat being a cancer causer, the processed red meats, which is bacon, would be that. Well, I guess it's not red meat. Processed meats, that's always listed as like, still, that's really bad. Pretty much everyone agrees that. So it's kind of true. And then they said in 2023, there will be an estimated 4,880 new cases of colorectal cancer in Georgia and an estimated 1,640 deaths from colorectal cancer. So that part's not very funny. But anyway, so they said, please change the name. Stop promoting this consumption of bacon. And I guess in the stadium, they want them to offer delicious, healthful, plant-based foods, was their words, instead of menu items such as 6 degrees of Kevin bacon, bacon wrapped bacon, steak cut bacon, bacon cheeseburger, bacon dog, bacon loaded cheese fries, bacon loaded mac and cheese, and bacon chips. So this is just like Asheville City soccer level, Doug, where it's just like, small little thing, get a couple sponsorships, but they've gone all out here with all these different bacon foods. It must be catching on if they've done this much stuff. I mean, people must be all into this, which is stupid. Like I hate the glorifying bacon culture. It's dumb, but I also don't know what PCRM is doing here. I mean, I guess the answer is no. They're not going to change. They put out a tweet with their statement. It says, we've released the following statement regarding the Macon Bacon team name. We've released the following statement. Bacon yesterday, bacon today, bacon tomorrow, bacon forever. Hashtag drip grease, hashtag start the sizzle. So they're not going to listen to.
They're leaning into the bacon. So, okay. I got a problem with this, Matt.
Okay. With PCRM or with Macon Bacon?
Well, with PCRM, with this push against Macon Bacon, the team name.
Yep.
And here's why.
Okay. Why?
In the article that we just discussed, we have plant-based companies coming together to fight against the us now not being able to use terms like milk or cheese or yogurt style.
Right.
And here we are saying that you can't use bacon because it can only mean one thing. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. So I think that PCRM should be fighting to bring in plant-based bacon, redefine bacon as tempeh bacon and all the different things. And so then it can be Macon Bacon, but it can be making plant-based bacon too, just as much as it is pork bacon.
I think that's a very astute point, Doug. I think that very smart to connect it to the labeling thing. And you're right. We could have our own bacon here. Well, here's I didn't see this in the note earlier, but this whoever wrote the note, who signed the note, Herbie, I don't know who that is, but he said, I urge you to update the team's name to Macon Fakin Bacon.
Oh,
and promote plant-based bacon alternatives. And this almost seems like a joke article now, such as Fakin Bacon or mushroom bacon that will help your fans stay healthy. That's
too far.
Well,
I mean,
it's a she. Sorry, Anna Herbie.
And I don't know. You just can't have it both ways. You just redefine the word it means to be bacon away from just exclusively pork bacon. Which if someone was saying, if Macon, Georgia was saying that you couldn't call your mushroom bacon bacon, then I'm sure there would be a lot of uproar around that within the plant-based community. So I think we just need to introduce more plant-based bacons in that stadium, get people to think about it, and then maybe update the logo. It's a little bit old anyway. It looks like so. Make it look a little bit more more universal, plant-based and meat bacon-y.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying you can't have both ways.
Right.
I haven't, fight for the plant-based bacon in there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I don't have a problem with this team. Like I said, it's stupid. The bacon culture thing does bother me.
Yeah, it does.
It's just annoying. Like because that's just the definitive. Like you argue about plant-based and all this, and then people say, yeah, but bacon, and it's like, well, that's just the trump card. It's like that. Okay, you win because you said bacon. It's dumb. But you know what? They're just having fun here. It's fine. You're right. It's unhealthy, but we're not going to stop people from eating bacon. It's just happening.
So Matt, what if you were what if you were from Macon, Georgia, and this was your hometown team, and you wanted to buy a jersey because you like going to going to the games?
Yeah, I guess I couldn't do that.
Maybe I wouldn't do that.
You could get a player name on the back that says vegan or bacon bacon or something like that. You can customize it to hijack it. Yeah, I don't know. But if I lived there, I probably would enjoy this whole culture, except for the bacon products, obviously. But it seems like it'd be fun. I don't know. I really like the Asheville City soccer vibe. Minor league sports is fun to go to. So I think I could see why people will be very upset. And that's my main problem here. Is this just makes people hate the plant-based people? It just now it's going to all go around Macon, Georgia. That can you believe now that the Wilks are trying to change our team name? Whether this was tongue in cheek or not, I don't think it was, but I don't really know. But even if it was, it just adds to the hatred.
Right. People are just going to dig in. Bacon today, bacon tomorrow, bacon forever.
Right, right, exactly. So that's my problem with it. Is it just makes us look crazy. All right. Let's see. We got a few things here. Mr. Jeffrey asked if Compliment and Carly did a collaboration. Yes, we did. I don't know. That's I don't know how he knows that.
Spoiler: you're not allowed to talk about it yet.
Well, he knows. He must have seen it somewhere. I thought it was out.
It's getting dripped out.
Yeah,
it's going full public tomorrow. Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
Right now,
if it's happened, I don't even know that it's happening. So
you'd have to be an insider on Carly's list to know this is going on right now. So yes, that is happening in some form. Not going to say what, but yes, maybe. All right. Steven says All Pro, big UK plant-based dairy company, the Quorn of milk. They've been around forever, so that's interesting. Never heard of them. Yeah, and that's about it. There's just some other stuff about the tipping controversy, but I don't want to go back to that one. Mr. Jeffrey said she launched it this morning, so he must be on her regular email list.
That's right.
If he got that. Anyway, yeah, pay attention. If you're not on those lists, pay attention to the Instagram and the TikTok because you might be hearing about it.
Might be exciting news.
Yes. So there we go. That's your weather report. Just kind of a couple little fun little articles here. Well, one's fun. Plant-based fast food is happening. I have I dig in on my stance that plant-based fast food is the place this fake meat stuff has a chance of surviving because everyone knows plant-based or fast food is total garbage, terrible food for you. We all understand that. One of the major objections to plant-based meats is that ultra-processed food, UPFs, Doug, you just sent me a book today, a new one out today called Ultra-Processed People, which I'm probably going to go read. Thank you, Doug's mom, for sending that along.
That's right. Shout out Betsy.
Yeah, so everyone's talking about UPFs nowadays. It seems to be that people understand this. I think people understand that it's fast food. I hope people understand that it's not just fast food. There's a lot more than that. That is also
it's like 80% of the grocery store, probably.
Yeah, right. Maybe more. I mean, it's a lot of food. That is just. It depends what your definition is, obviously. But anyway, yeah. So it's a huge thing. So that's the objection. But like, fast food already is that. So if you just swap in plant-based stuff there, which doesn't taste different in that context. I mean, it really doesn't taste almost at all different. Nothing gets lost. It costs a little more right now, and I think that's coming down. That will probably change. This is not speaking about cultivated meat, just the old-fashioned now, Beyond, Impossible, those things. I just think it's a great fit. Like that's just where to put that stuff. As long as you can get the price down, and I know that's a big if. It just tons and tons of animals are saved. Maybe it's healthier. I don't even care if it is because I don't really know for sure that it is. But we just save a whole lot of animals and probably a lot of climate damage. So I just hope that happens. So that's why I like the plant-based fast food trend. I hope it keeps up.
Yeah. Do you like it? Do you like it better than 100% plant-based fast food better than like Burger King expanding their menu or McDonald's expanding their menu?
Well, I think you need both. I think the Burger King definitely puts a lot of visibility on stuff, and we'll get to some stats here in a second, and you'll see the importance of Burger King having Impossible Whoppers on the menu. So Veg Economist here gives the 7 fastest growing vegan fast food chains in North America. So they go down a list of them, tell you how many locations they have, tell you their story. We're not going to go into all that, but we'll talk about a few here. Plant Power Fast Food is number 1. They did say no particular order. They have 12 locations. They're in Southern California, Nevada. It looks like a cool retro place. Do you have this one pulled up, though, so people can see the...
I can pull it up right now. Yep.
Yeah, pull up the thing. The design looks like a nice place. This is a type of fast food I would like to go. Nostalgic. I would imagine this is what it felt like to go in the 60s to get a burger or whatever at McDonald's. So I like this. This seems like a good place to go. Nothing about it except they've been out since 2016.
Matt.
Yes.
Can I request that we play a game?
Okay.
Oh no, I can't read the article.
Oh, you're not signed in like I am. You didn't subscribe like I did.
Oh no.
I should give you my password.
You should.
Yeah, that's good. We don't need the pictures. What's the game?
Rate that burger chain name.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think of plant-powered fast food burger? Fast food, plant-powered fast food.
I was actually trying to decide this as I was reading this article for the first time, whether these names are better when they don't mention plants or better when they do. And I'm pretty sure this brings up the Burger King conversation again, because it's good that we've infiltrated that. I think it's probably not very good. I don't think plant power is what people want when they're getting fast food.
Yeah, I agree. Bad name.
Yeah, it's okay. Like Plant Burger, there's that PLNT burger. Even that iffy. But I don't know if people want like power. They just want to be lazy and eat fast food. I think is what people want when they go get fast food.
Right, plant power food sounds like a crunchy, like healthy, salad forward place. Whereas
you're right, definitely
not a juicy vegan burger.
Right, and it's too bad because the design of the store has this huge retro looking hamburger and old signage. So Doug, you can't sign in. That almost makes me seem as if you didn't prepare for this article. Did you have
I'm on 2 different computers here. On my computer, I was able to sign in, but when I pulled it up on the other,
the Veg kind of limits in weird ways and things. That's why I eventually just forked over the money to subscribe. Anyway, so
Mr. Jeffrey says they're so very good. I assume he's talking about Plant Power Burger.
Okay.
Never been there.
Yeah, I haven't either, and I don't think I've been to any of these because they're all West Coast for the most part. So next one is Next Level Burger. We've talked about them several times on the show. I mean, a lot of times. We always talk about them. It's amazing that plant power fast food has never been mentioned in our stuff. Like I guess they're not innovating or not in the news or whatever, or not doing good PR. Anyway, Next Level Burger. I don't really know what they do. We just talk about it all the time. So they're based in Oregon, West Coast, 10 locations. They've got Next Level Clucker, which they plan to have 1,000 takeout locations over the next 10 years.
Whoa.
Hopefully equipped with iPads and big tips, because we'd love to
default 35% tip.
Anyway, they plan on quadrupling their store count by the end of 2025. So these are good numbers. I mean, 1,000 is a huge number compared to these other ones. Anyway, pay attention to these numbers because these are
Next Level Burger. I'm a fan of that one.
Yeah,
it implies that it's a burger that's above the rest.
Right. And it could just be because of its taste. You don't know why. It just sounds better. And you don't know if they only have plant-based things or what. All right. Number 3, Slutty Vegan. That's very interesting naming because not only is the word vegan in there, but the word slutty is in there too. So it's an interesting fast food name. I don't even think of this as fast food. I thought this was like sit down and get a burger for a little while. But
it's fast cash, right? I mean, like you probably ordered.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was. So they have 10 locations, which is a lot. We've said that before. Quickly expanding as well. A lot of these, by the way, have big fundraising money behind them. Slutty Vegan has, the company's valued at $100 million. I don't know. They raised 25 million. One of these other ones raised 7.5 or something. So that's that one. Heart House, one of our favorites here. They've only got 4 locations right now, but I think they have plans on a whole lot more in Southern California first, and then beyond that. Like I think 20 or 50 stores. They're trying to expand fast. That's Kevin Hart's place, of course.
You're coming around to that name.
I am. I like Heart House now because I think I hated it before, but if you don't know it's Kevin Hart's place, it just seems like seems like Waffle House or Huddle House. Just seems like a nice little place to stop in and get some good stick to your ribs kind of food. So who would predict that it's plant-based unless you think maybe Heart House sounds like maybe it's heart healthy. I don't know if that's part of it or not. Anyway, they've got all vegan stuff as well. They seem like they're doing interesting marketing, so I'm kind of a fan of that one now. They have, I said, only 4 locations right now. Next is Plant Burger, PLNT Burger. I assume you pronounce that plant. I don't really know. They're in the U.S. They're in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. I still haven't been to one. They're also in 6 Whole Foods, co-founded by Spike Mendelsohn and Seth Goldman, who I think are famous people. They plan to have 30 locations by the end of this year. So that's quite a bit.
That is.
I'd like to go to a Plant Burger and try that out.
Yeah. I like Plant Burger better than Plant Power Burger or whatever.
Yeah.
Plant Power
right.
has to.
Me too. And it's PLNT, which I don't know if I don't know why they did that.
Automatically cooler because it doesn't have all the letters, missing letters.
Right. Mr. Charlie's, that's this kind of wacky one out in LA that opened up, I think, in an old McDonald's, and then all their branding and stuff looks like McDonald's foods. It's the red and yellow boxes. They make a frowny meal and other McDonald's like things. But it's all cruelty free. I think it's nonprofit. It says they donate all their revenue and after expenses to local charities. Assist individuals facing homelessness by offering them employment in the restaurants. So it sounds like it's very different from the others. And I'd like to try that. But they only have 2 locations. I think they're both in LA. And then Odd Burger's
one in San Francisco.
Okay. And then Odd Burger, 9 locations now.
Sorry, Mr. Charlie. This is what's interesting here. 2 locations, one in LA, one in San Francisco, and they agreed to a multi-million-dollar deal to open new restaurants in Australia, New Zealand, and Singapore.
Wow. I mean, this is almost like a meme kind of place. Like it says the mysterious first appearance last year in LA. I think it was sort of just like I think when I heard about it, I thought it was like a pop-up deal.
Yeah.
But somehow after becoming a viral sensation, there you go. Yeah. This is definitely not Mr. Beast related, right, Doug? Not the same thing. No. Didn't he do a burger place?
Yeah, he Beast Burger or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So not Mr. Charlie's. Yeah. So there's that one. And then Odd Burger currently has 9 locations, all in Canada. We just talked about this last week that they're planning on opening, I think, 20 locations in Washington this next year. And then Doug, you asked why do they focus on one state instead of going all across the U.S.?
I got frustrated. All these are West Coast, except for Slutty.
I know, a ton of them are. And so that brought me to my question. So this seems great, right? We have 9 locations, 2 locations, 14, 4, 10, 12, something like 60, 70 locations here right now, with many more planned. I was thinking, how come I haven't seen one of these yet? It's because I looked up how many fast food restaurants are in the country. Guess how many it is? Total fast food restaurants.
Oh my God. I don't know. 8,000.
200,000. 201,000.
Oh my God. No way. 200,000 fast food restaurants?
Yeah.
What?
So this is like one out of every, if it was 1,000, if we had 1,000 locations, we'd be 1 out of 200. And we've got less than that, a whole lot less than that.
Whoa.
Less than a tenth of that. So 1 out of every 2,000 or 3,000 fast food restaurants is a plant-based restaurant.
Wow.
That's why we haven't been to one yet.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But some of our guests have here. KDC says she's a frequent to both the first 2, which were Plant Power Burger and Next Level Burger.
Okay.
Mr. Jeffrey. She also says that the milkshakes are so good, soy and coconut options. Dale Stevens says, I think I like plant in the name so I can identify it right away. That makes sense.
Yeah, it would be hard for us. Like until I started doing the show, I would have never realized Next Level Burger was vegan burgers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. Is Mr. Jeffrey moving to somewhere? He says, I'm going to know all the ones on the West Coast. I don't know.
Maybe he's just well traveled in the northwest.
Seems like he is because he Goes to Seattle sometimes. Yeah. So I hope this keeps happening. I hope the 1,000 next level cluckers shows up, and I hope all these other ones double and triple and whatever else they're going to do. Because, like I said, I think this is a great movement. This is a great use case for plant-based meats, which I think are in trouble now that cultivated meat is out. But they'll probably be way cheaper than cultivated meat for a long time. So this would seem like the place to move into. Go into the fast food area. Anyway, this is why we need Burger King, because Burger King has a whole lot more than 100 locations in the country, and they're out there, promoting Impossible Whoppers in all of them. So that's pretty good, huge impact. So hope that obviously keeps up and expands.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Me too. Me too. Agreed.
All right, good. No disagreement, no argument or anything?
No. I think. All
right. Well, I'm gonna try to get to one of these, the one that was on the East Coast, and I knew that it was. I just haven't been to it yet. Plant Burger, PLNT.
Where is it?
I think there's one in DC.
Oh, somebody on Discord said they were going to DC.
They could have gone.
No,
Somewhere inside Whole Foods Market. That's not quite as fun, but it's okay. Yeah, Massachusetts, New York, Pennsylvania, Columbia, Rockville. These are all Maryland spots. So when I go to August up to my Pennsylvania golf trip, I'm gonna go to one of these. That'll be one of my missions.
A ton around DC.
Yeah, Virginia.
They're all in places that you don't want to just like drive passing through, but that's okay.
Right. All right. Good. Well, I think that's good then. We've got to.
Oh no way!
What's the deal?
There's one like 3 blocks from my old apartment.
Oh man!
What a bummer! What a bummer!
Well, maybe one will come to Black Mountain soon. Doug, you start campaigning for that. That could be your platform.
We probably get just as much foot traffic in Black Mountain as as you do off of
But that
Florida
could be your thing for re-election. You could say, "I will bring a plant-based fast food restaurant to this town in the next 3 years or whatever."
I already brought a plant-based donut shop. What more do you want from me?
Did you? You brought that?
No. I mean, they came after I was elected, so I mean, I could probably claim it, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Steven, saw this in Discord too. He's going to try the Oatly soft serve tomorrow at the airport.
Oh yeah, definitely tell us about that, Steven. I can't wait to hear that. Which airport? I need to know.
He said in the Discord. Let's see if I can find it.
Okay. Well, while you do that, we'll stop the show and we'll
Amsterdam.
Okay. Cool. Good. Well, I look forward to hearing how that is. We'll be back tomorrow. We got some good stuff to talk about already planned, thanks to Doug's mom. Oh no, the other thing wasn't, but yeah, a couple good articles for later this week. So should be fun. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you on Wednesday.
That's right. Looking forward to it. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye.